Hey everybody, welcome to the video. Welcome to the channel. If you watched Thursday's video, we literally just stopped the video right there and we are now picking up where we left off, and that will be seeing if we can get this started to get it on that trailer to get turned around to head up to the YouTube yacht to start digging some footers, and I'm pretty excited about it. Door open. That's a good first step. There we go. There we go. We've had good luck with batteries the rest of the morning. I don't know why we wouldn't have any trouble now. Wonder what that means. Come on, honey. Come on, please. Oh, yes. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. Oh, yeah, bud. There we go. Not too shabby. That is definitely a plus side to the winter. You can just turn around anywhere. I love it. All right, trailer time. What's this? A hatchet? Look at that. Found a hatchet. That's exciting. Run this up to the house real quick. So we've got the 304 walked back here for reference. If you're new to the channel, this is the YouTube Yacht site. We are building a rental cabin on our property in the shape of a paddle wheeler, a stern wheeler, kind of steamboat thing. And we're pretty excited about it. There actually is a pretty big tourist industry where we're at in rental cabins. We want to get into that industry. We want to get some rental cabins because we don't have a direct view of the river where we're at though, which is where most of the cabins do have here. We thought we needed something a little bit different to catch people's attention when they're looking up places to stay, so why not a boat, right? Why not? Anywho, for reference, you guys see the pond right down through there. We are going to make a walking trail at some point down to where that pond is. And the septic field, I don't know if it's going to show up on camera. Let's give it a go. You guys see any green? There are some green stakes down there. If you can see them, it's right in this area, right there. So we'll come out and run that way. Anywho, when I was working on putting the base rock in, info card, if I remember, we came down and discovered that our string line around the edge, some critter had ran off with it and took the string line out to the woods and pulled our corner post out, which kind of messes things up just a little bit. When we first dug this out, we had the 120 here with Neil Kof from Neil Kof Dig Drive DIY, and he helped me run grade. And the main thing we wanted to do while we had the 120 here was get through this rock layer. You guys see this rock layer? It runs at an angle down like that. And we did grade the best we could, but it's still kind of rough. But when you're pulling rocks out that size, you get, you know, these moon craters left behind. So we have a little bit cleaning up to do. And that edge needs to go about 6 feet that way yet. So here's the plan, because our string line was destroyed by an animal and those corner stakes went with it. We have this wall marked still with paint, that wall marked with paint, this wall marked with paint. We're going to dig 1, 2, 3. The only thing that's really going to get messed up when we start getting down to this end is the point of the bow, but all of those measurements come off this center line string, which is still there. So here's the plan. I'm going to set a back stake back there. We're going to run a string back to it, then we'll pull this out of the way. We'll dig the straight section of wall to where it stops, straight section of wall to where it stops, and then we're going to come down here, hog all this out of the way to where it needs to be, reset that center string, and get that curve for the bow back in there. I don't know if it's the best plan, but I do know there's only one way to find out, and that's just to stay tuned and see how it plays out. Step one, I guess I need to go back and get the laser real quick. We have that one straight one done to the point where it starts to curve. I'm gonna go ahead and switch buckets real quick, work my way up this hill and try to get all this stuff pulled back and out of the way. And then we can come down this side, finish off that corner from this side. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's a plan anyway. It's a plan. It's a starting point. We know that. There's no point to have plans. No point to it. Take a starting point, just go with it. I'm gonna figure it out. Tripod. Okay. So it's going pretty well. We just have a little bit more to pull back up out of the way. Then we'll get crawled back down off this pile, switch buckets, do the straight footer on this side, remark that bow line, and get that dug out. But so far, everything's going decent, you know? Decent. Some days you take decent. Getting crowded into these trees, though. I gotta boom in every time, which is a little time consuming, but it's not bad. It's faster than a shovel, isn't it? Isn't it? On this side are just going to be 5 feet wide. I guess this is what we're going to end up with. That's fine. Oh, that needs to go down just a little bit. Okay. so now we have that side, this end, that side as far as the straight goes. We're gonna pull that mess back again. Everything came out of that footer. Then we'll reset that center string, reestablish our bow line, and then get that dug. Why not? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you use the term bow line when digging footers? I don't know. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pins. That rectangle we first dug is now re-squared, or at least we have it marked so we can remark this bow line. I'll put some orange paint on them so you guys can see them a little better. So this will be where the bow starts coming together. Hopefully that shows up better for you guys. So the next step is I got to mimic these 1, 2, 3, 4 pins that are in the middle on each side. I guess it's just 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. 30. I better just write it down. Let me just write it down here, bud. I'm painting those, hopefully it shows up better on camera for you guys with them painted like that. They don't really mean anything for me being painted, but hopefully it helps you guys a little bit. There it is, and it looks pretty awesome. I'm pretty happy about it. I would love to get more of a long sweeping bow out of it, but I've got to find that balance between usable space for people renting it and the theme, and I think that will say boat well enough. Now you see they're kind of straight lines now because it's on a string line. Keep in mind when we lay the ICF in, it'll have a natural curve to it. It won't be that straight jagged line. It'll have a good natural curve that'll blend into those other walls as they go down that way. So I'm pretty excited about it. I think that looks great. I guess the next step is to go ahead and dig those out. So day number one, we had about 5 hours, and this is what we got accomplished in 5 hours, and I'm pretty happy with it. We'll take a little closer look at it here at the very end. The next step, this is what I was dreading the most this whole time, is all that material I need right here. That means I gotta take out 1, 2, 3, 4 little small trees real quick, and then we're gonna start shuttling all that material over here. And after that clip is done, I will explain exactly why that move there to here will save me a little bit of money and why I think it's worth it. Have you guys been over here? I am so sorry. Well, I don't know if you've seen it, but we've got 2 of the trees over here and that one's down. My apologies, my sincere apologies. Is there mud in the microphones? They look okay. Sorry about that. Did I give you guys a hard hat disclaimer? Listen, I am not responsible for accidents. I'll tell you that right now. You're gonna hang out there. We're gonna time lapse that real quick. You gotta listen to your machine. This is a bad place to throw a track. Listen to your machine, pay attention to it. Get some of this out of there first. Using my fancy stick tool. Okay. Well, let's see if we can. We're not all the way off. We need to go backwards real slow like. But if your track does come off, it's really easy to get it back on. I promise you, it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. Got a little trackage off of the track frameage there. Not too big of a deal. We got the grease stirred out. Idler's already pushed back in. My only real concern is that, but I think we'll be okay. Anywho, like I said, we already got the cover out. We already got the grease out. Grab my fancy greaser removal tool here. Let's throw that in there. Can't hurt anything. That'll be fine. Then we'll just lift her back up. We're making progress. We've got that up on there now. See if we can get this up on that roller. Well, that's probably half our problem. I was probably fighting that roller a little bit. Yeah. A lot of things are easier with two people, but I'm only one person. Listen, you're on a tool I need. You just are. You guys want to hang out on a 3/8 for a little bit? I don't know if it'll hold you. Oh, 3/8 won't hold you guys. Y'all are too big for a 3/8. What can I put you on? I need both of these things. How about some Allen wrenches? That'll hold you. Okay. You with me now? Need something to hold pressure. Out, finger. While I track just a little bit. I'm hoping that's the ticket. Look. See that? That just needs to get on. So if I track that way, it should walk on. But I need this little fancy setup to help hold pressure. And hopefully that'll work. looking at the top side, and you should see that progress come around and snap right down to that idler. And then we'll be good. We just gotta get a grease gun after that. And I go to wipe it off. There we go. Okay. All right, so it's been a few days. It got dark on me last day, only around 4 o'clock, but too dark to film, so I didn't get to finish up the video. And then I've been working for Mike the other couple days, so it's been a couple days since we've been out here, but let's take a look at what all we got done. I'm pretty excited about it. So here it is looking from the bow line. You guys can see it. Turned out pretty nice. No, they're not perfectly straight. No, they're not perfectly as wide as we want. And of course, it's a little deep in a few spots, but whenever you're pulling stuff like this out of the bottom of the footer, you're not going to end up with a perfectly flat, perfectly clean edge. You can kind of see what we're working with right here. You see how that rock peeled out. Whenever you're digging through that stuff and that's what's coming out, it's not going to be perfectly straight, and that's okay. The worst case scenario in this instance is the footer ends up a little bit wider than we thought and maybe a little bit deeper than we thought. So the worst case scenario is we get a stronger foundation, and that doesn't seem like too bad of a scenario if you ask me. The good news is when we set our corner pins and we squared everything up, the footer fits in the trench, and that's the main thing. So I'm pretty daggone excited about it. I think it has a really cool look to it. Now, if you remember on this end, this will be the stern, and then over here, the wall comes around, and then it'll kind of come up like this, and that's where the paddle wheel will be. So I'll have an angled support that comes off the back, paddle wheel, and then the rest of the boat. So we're pretty excited about it. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. We're definitely getting excited. Have I mentioned we're excited? I think I have. We got all that dirt shoveled up around that side. You can see how much that built up. Now that is temporary, and let me walk up around that side and I'll explain why we did it. So you can see how far we built that out. If you see the red line of where the church stops, this is everything that came out of the hull and got put up here. The whole reason is so that we can nose a concrete truck up to, you know, right in here, and the chute will then reach from there to at least this wall and a little bit around, and then we can build a little temporary plywood chute or what have you down here to reach the other side. That saves me a lot of money on a pump truck. Where we are at, a line pump, and I called the other day just to double check, where we are at, a line pump, 110 bucks an hour, minimum 4 hours. That includes when they leave the shop to when they get back to the shop, and they're about an hour away. All in all, it'd probably be right around a 4-hour job, but you know how it works. As soon as you cross that 4-hour mark, you're at 5 hours. And then there's a yardage fee and then taxes. By the time it's all said and done, be right around 600 bucks. Mike charges me 50 bucks an hour for that 304. It took about 3 hours to get all that dirt moved. That's 150 bucks. If you're good at math, that's $450 in savings, and I think that's worth it. And everything had to be moved up here at some point anyway. One, a lot of this will be peeled back and pushed over there to finish building out the parking pad, and the rest of it will be for backfill on this side of the YouTube yacht. So it all had to be moved over here at some point anyway, and now it's just done, which is kind of exciting. I know some people will say it would have been faster to use the 120 or the 140 to move that much dirt from there over to here And I completely agree. There are definitely machines that would have done it faster, but in case you haven't noticed, Mike has a business where he makes money with those machines. So I use what's available. The 304 was available, and it was definitely faster than a shovel, and I'm pretty daggone happy with the way everything turned out. So I did lose a little bit of time putting that track back on, about an hour total. Not too big of a deal, but typical track putting back on edge, whatever you want to call it. 15 minutes to get the track back on, 45 minutes for me to track down a grease gun. Mine at the barn wasn't working for some reason, and Dirt Perfect had both of his with him because he has almost all the equipment on one job site right now. So it took me a hot minute, but we got her taken care of, and that's no big deal. Still faster than a shovel, like I said. And I'm just appreciative that Mike actually lets me rent that equipment and bring it up here because he doesn't have to do that. So make sure you guys say thanks to Dirt Perfect for that. Also, if you guys haven't noticed, we have passed 20,000 subscribers, and that feels incredible. That is huge. Well, it's huge for us anyway. And I just can't believe how much this little YouTube family has grown. We always appreciate your support, your likes, your comments. I tell you this all the time, but we truly mean that. Without you guys, projects like this could not happen. So thank you so much for that. It is Christmas week, so we will not be pouring footers this week, and next week is New Year's, and I kind of have a goofy work schedule next week. So probably 2 weeks out on pouring footers. We have a little bit more work to do anyway. Cleaning out the bottom, kind of hand digging around the bottom, some grade pins, rebar, all that fun stuff. Anywho, we'll definitely have a video on that. You guys know that. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Can you guys hear that? If you listen real close. You can hear the barges from here, which is kind of cool. And it doesn't show up on camera, but in the wintertime, I can see the river through the trees, which I did not expect from this location. That's pretty cool too. I just love the way they sound. I love it. All right, that's it for this one.